Hello, how's everybody? Oh, okay, so okay, I was gonna turn to play because I didn't realize that. Yes, today I was working on another YouTube about ex-Jehovah Witnesses, and it's very complicated because I wanted to write about their Bible, which I am going to, but I don't know how to express it because it's so complex, and the fact that I'm just stating this right now because this is one video that this is one YouTube that I'm working on. Is the fact that they say Bible, Bible, Bible all the time, but they have scriptures, and I don't know. A lot of people don't realize how important this topic is because it's more like a hypnotism or something because you think you have a Bible, but you don't have a Bible. Okay, and I don't know how to express what I feel about that because I mean, like I was going from door to door, and someone told me you don't have a Bible. Look at it, but when I looked at it, I saw a Bible. Okay, it was just like because they say Bible all the time, but that has something to do with the way that they um, how can they can deceive you. But this one is going to be on about my stepfather. My stepfather, because the reason why, because that one is so complex. Um, I don't know how to bring out the points that I want to where it'd be effective. So I'm going to wait for that one. But this one is going to be on my stepfather, who quit his job at 45. That was about 40 years ago because he said that the let me just tell you let me just tell you how it worked out. I was at home and I just came downstairs and I was washing dishes. I remember it clearly. When you remember something clearly, and this beautiful plant, I love this plant. I'm sorry, I was thinking about that. I wanted you to see the plant, and I love plants, and I water it. First, I watered it too much. Then I guess it's too less. I don't know. But he still has beautiful shoots up beautiful things, but it's just like I don't know. I don't want to say it's dying yet. I'm still want to give it a chance. And I sat here because I wanted you to see the plant, and I looked at it and I go, "This plant is really messed up." But anyway, I'm gonna do something to my plant, and I'm sorry because I thought it was gonna be beautiful, and I looked at it now probably because I don't spend that much time with it. I do water it though. So anyway, I was at the washing dishes, and I was like 23, maybe 22 or 23, because I was still living at home. And I heard my mother say, "Well, you have to tell Pierre about it." And then he came downstairs, which he never did. I mean, he never confronted me like this on an important issue. And plus, he didn't know that when I was younger, I just did not know. I knew how to work and everything. Like, I'm almost sure it was a lot to do with Joe Witness. I had no reasoning abilities whatsoever. I didn't know the effect. But I was washing dishes with my back to him, and he goes, "Pierre." I go, "What?" And I turned around, and he says, "I'm going to quit my job because I want to go. I want to um, be a full-time pioneer." And that moment he said it, I mean, I was a Jehovah's Witness, but I was like, you know, I'm that type of person that doesn't think wrong. And I mean, I don't like burst out and say that's stupid and stuff like that. I just knew that it wasn't a good idea. And I just said, okay, I wish I had the intelligence to think about my mother and say, well, how is Ma gonna, not stopping him from being a full time pioneer, but just just because I was living at home, just saying, well, what can I do now? I mean, like, if he's going to do that, I want to do something to help my mother or whatever to make sure things are all right. But I didn't have that kind of reasoning. I had not that kind of a reasoning. I had a lot of energy. I was working 2 or 3 jobs, but didn't think like that, and so I just didn't say anything. But thinking now how massively um, um, massively, I can't say massively, I'm just going to say how much of a bad decision that was. Oh, and he told me because anyway, the um, the new world is right around the corner. Okay, that is a whole bunch of bull. I mean, like the the new system is right around the corner. I mean, how could he even come to think like that? And I never, one thing about it is, I mean, I was afraid all the time. That's probably why I couldn't think that way, because I couldn't do things ahead of time. Like, because I always feared for the world coming to the end. But if he had just thought, the Jehovah Witnesses, the world has come to an end, and all the Jehovah Witnesses are going to take care of the world. I mean, only the Jehovah Witnesses. There are so many things that people are doing around the world that you have no idea how much people work. I mean, this is a working society. I mean, everybody has to work. Everybody works. Everybody does something. And the Jehovah Witnesses have people thinking. I just should say the governing body has people thinking that they can drop everything and become a full-time pioneer, and they let him do it. And right after that, I remember I was in my mother's room, and my sister called me, and she goes, we went to the store to get some things, and I'm just gonna say the stepfather, because I don't say him as a father anymore. Um, and Carl said that, look at that nice suit. It was like he wanted a suit, and she was like, there's no way in the world. I mean, he's going to pioneer, and he's not, and he wants a suit. You know what I mean? So she was like insinuating that. So I was like, the thing about it is I just let it brush off. I mean, I just knew it was a wrong decision, but I didn't say anything else to him about it. But it's so sad to think that that certain people are taught that way, that the new system is right around the corner, and it's been 40 years, and I don't know how in the world they made it. The only thing I can say is that my sister, I had 2 sisters. I mean, we're 7 of us all together, but they took care of business. Okay, my full sister took care of business. I have a half sister who really takes care of business. I mean, I'm almost sure she had a house, and both of them had a house. So he had to have been thinking about that, because you just don't think that. Well, I guess it does happen. It's just a sad thing that the Jehovah Witnesses have people thinking that the new system is right around the corner, and they're continually thinking that the new system is right around the corner. But if they think about it, there's a lot of things that have to be done. That's why I say that they're in the underworld. I mean, you see these movies where there's an underworld. It's like they live in this like underworld society, hidden from the real world, because there's things that's happening that they have no idea is going on, and they're actually dependent. I can't say they're dependent on it, But there's the people that surrounds them that they deny are actually taking care of them because they're in an underworld, which is really sad. And this is something that I was thinking about, is that if this new system did come, I mean, like, it's a lot of work. I mean, it is a lot of work. And they think about this paradise with the animals, and that's all they say. They don't say how they're going to organize this big Armageddon that they're going to have, that God is supposed to do. But if you think about it, I'm sure God is smarter than that. I mean, if he wanted to kill people, that I'm sure he would just let them grow old and then let everybody grow old and die and then keep the people that he wants. I mean, that would make more sense. But they have this Armageddon that buildings are falling, and that the only people that are going to be saved are Jehovah Witnesses. And I even went over the scenario when I was a Jehovah Witness. How is that going to be? I mean, like, how is God going to block something that happens to me? And they even have it in the pictures to where the people are dying and the Jehovah Witnesses are all right. But if you think about it, there's so many things that has to happen. I mean, the world has to be taken care of. There's there's industries, there's things that we need. We all work together. Everybody needs one another, you know? And that would be under the underworld. Like I'm saying, they live in an underworld. The governing body knows what's happening. And if they did catch, I mean, if the governing body, which they used to talk about, if they're jailed or they have problems, that we have to go underground, it would most likely be because they're lying, because they do something wrong. If the governing body gets caught really doing something wrong, the people are going to be led astray. So that would be the only reason for them to go underground, would be the fact that something is exposed, you know. Something as far as the governing body is exposed. And then they said they're going to go underground. But like I said, they're already in an underground world because they're not thinking logically. And that's what I'm saying. Like my stepfather, thinking that the world, Armageddon is right around the corner, or the new world is right around the corner. And it's been 40 years. My mother passed away. I don't know. Must have been really, really bad. And they throw a lot of things under the carpet. I mean, like, I talked to my sister. She called me after my mother died, just to tell me that she died. And I could hear in her voice all the things thrown underneath the carpet. I mean, and she still says, you know, Dad, even though I could feel that he did a lot of things wrong. I mean, since he quit his job. And then after, I swear, it didn't take more than a year before he had to get a job, because my sister worked at this bank. Lynette worked at this bank, and he had to get a job working there with her. So it didn't work. I mean, you know, at least the brothers got him a job or something like that. But I don't know what happened during all that time that the new system didn't come. Okay? But if the new system, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go hypothesize. But that's the one I wanted to say, is how unlogical the mind is as far as being a Jehovah's Witness, because I was like that too. I mean, my problem is I couldn't plan things. I was afraid that something was going to happen all the time. I couldn't plan like a year ahead, you know. And that was because of my teaching as a Jehovah's Witness. But now I can plan. I'll plan, and I'm planning everything now. I see, I don't know how things are going to work out, but I see way ahead of time, you know. I don't know how things, I wish I knew how exactly things are going to work out, but I have a lot of beautiful plans being an ex-Jehovah Witness. Yes, ex-Jehovah Witnesses, we have a lot of work to do. Thank you. Hang in there.